Welcome everybody to Catch It Live Sports T20. England taking on India once again. India have rung the changes after they got humiliated the other evening. And it's going to be Archer to open the bowling. Wide ball. Well, not the best start for England there. Hopefully things will improve. What a beautiful evening for cricket. It's been hot all day. It's going to get hotter as well. Wicket looks good as well. What's not to like about this evening? Well, they thought about a run there, the Indians, and they thought better of it, wisely so. So you're Vajni, he's on 3 so far. Looking okay. It's going to be Josh Tongue to continue for England. This could be absolutely anything. We'll find out. Well, not a very good start for Josh Tongue, but he did this the other night, and then he came good. During this stream, we're obviously going to cover the cricket, but I want to talk about Ben Stokes. I'm not happy with him. Thought that first ball of the over went for 6. It didn't. It went for 4. Going to have to perform today, India. They've been shocking in these T20 games. Well, that certainly helps, doesn't it? Yeah, I want to talk about Ben Stokes. Not just Ben Stokes. Joe Root and Harry Brook, actually. Not happy with any of them. Well, that's a way to end the over. A little bit shorter from Tongue. It was uppercut and it's flown all the way. All the way for 6. 20 from 2 overs now, India. That's better than the club managed the other night, that is for sure. Let's hope that single doesn't come to haunt England at the end of the game. It came from a missed field. Doesn't matter at this stage. But come the end of the match, it could well do. Live chat's open, by the way. Let me know your thoughts. Are India garbage in T20 now, or are they just going through a bit of a tricky spell? Well, that ball went between two fielders there. Wasn't under control at all. It went really high. Riding the luck at the minute are the Indian batsmen. But you make your own luck in this game.
Got him with a safe pair of hands.
Suryavansh's got to go. Taken by Curran, just totally mistimed that shot. Went high up in the air. No problem for mid-on. 23 for 1, India. 15 runs from 10 balls faced. That's a good start, but he looks disappointed, does the young man? .24 for 1, end of the third over. Went along nicely, India, but they will be fed up that they've lost that wicket. Suryavanshi going along nicely, but getting out too soon. Going to be Jacks into the attack for England. Abhishek on strike, he's on 7. Well, that's how you quickly move on to 11. Beautiful timing. The fielding there from Archer. Tried stopping it with his boot, got in a right mess and gave away an extra run. Max doesn't look too happy. Four overs gone. 32 for 1, India. Suryavanshi, the batsman, out for 15. He faced 10 deliveries. Caught Curran bowled Archer. Sung to continue.
got him with a safe pair of hands.
Well, a short delivery there from Tong. Indian batsman's eyes light up, but a top edge, it just goes high into the air. No problem with the catch there for Curran. And Ishan goes for 4. Ishan Kishan faced 6 deliveries. Old Tong caught Curran. India. Are they banging trouble at 33 for 2? I think England are on top early. 33 for 2. Tong to continue. Shreyas the batsman. Can't really describe it as under the lights T20 cricket when it's like this, can you? The sun won't go down until this game's well over with. Doesn't quite look as good when you're not under the floodlights. A line there from Josh Tong. Just need to get a little tickle on that as Shreyas did, and it races away to the boundary. 37 for 2. 2 balls left in this over. Shreyas on 4. Abhishek on 13. Final ball of this 5th over. End of the 5th, 37 for 2 India. Just while we've got a minute between the overs, before I get into this, I know there's going to be people watching they'll completely disagree with everything I'm going to say. And that's absolutely fine. You know, cricket is a game of opinions, really. So I'll let you have mine in a moment. It's going to be Curran into the attack for England. It'll be Abhishek on strike. And balconies around this Bristol ground are beautiful. I'm assuming that's private property, or is it property of the cricket club? I don't know, but they've got a cracking view if it is private. Curran runs in.
There's a bit of a mix-up. It's a risky run. Big appeal for a run out.
Well, almost a bit of a calamity there for India. Just managing to get back in the crease for Abhishek at the non-striker's end. Don't think he would have been out, but it's irrelevant because the ball didn't hit the stumps. The main thing is it was a dot ball though. Trey has timed that perfectly. Split the fielders, raced away to the boundary. Yeah, so Ben Stokes. Just finish this delivery, final ball of the over. So end of the sixth over, India 44 for 2. And yeah, while we've got a chance, let's start the conversation about Ben Stokes. You know, one of the great things about sport, two people can watch exactly the same match and come away with completely different conclusions. So today I'll give you my opinion. If you disagree, that's brilliant. Let me know in live chat. Tell me why in the comments or the live chat, because I enjoy reading and listening to different viewpoints. Rashid into the attack for England. Nicely placed that by the Indian batsman, took the pace off it into the gap so they could get the 2. Smart batting.
Got him with a safe pair of hands.
Well, Rashid off his own bowling gets his man. Abhishek, he's got to go for 16. He faced 14 deliveries. India now 48 for 3. And once again, they're just getting in the batsman. They're making poor choices. He just clubbed that, trying to club it to the offside. It just went right up in the air. It was a toss-up between Buttler and Rashid who was going to get there. I don't think Buttler was going to get there, so the fact that Rashid did, it was kind of coming over his shoulder as well, so a good catch there from the bowler. I think it's safe to say England are on top now. At 48 for 3. No, the run rate's at 7.2. That's all right, but the loss of them 3 wickets, I'm going to put the Indian batters a little bit later on in this innings under pressure if it carries on like this. Just when you want to be accelerating your innings, you're going to be running out of wickets. Rashid to continue. He's got a slip in place. We will have some spin bowling graphics as well. It's a new project that I'm working on. So that's the 50 up for India. The loss of 3 wickets. And yeah, while we've got a chance, let's carry on talking about Ben Stokes. Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Live chat is open. Agree, disagree. But after watching England over the last few years, I've reached the conclusion, and I know many won't like it, I don't believe Bazball has been good for English Test cricket. Yeah, I think it's been shocking for English Test cricket, Bazball. Archer in. I think it's taken England away from many of the values that made Test cricket the greatest format in the world. Anybody had a bet on tonight's game? I haven't. Could have been a wide there for Archer down the leg side, but only just, so got away with that one. India are kind of paying the price for the loss of them early wickets. They're having to slow things down. 52 for 3. Final ball of the 8th over. Well, Shreyas there, it was a short delivery from Archer. He leaned out the way, did Shreyas, left the bat there though, and just let it glance off the bat, fly over the wicket-keeper, over the boundary for 6, typical one-day shot, and we've seen that creeping into the test match as well. Treyas now on 19. Shivam, he's on 2. And he's about to face Curran. Yeah, I think Bazball's taken away from England's Test cricket ability. In fact, I'm certain it has. And I know some of you will disagree, but I'm pretty sure you're wrong. It's brought something new to what England can do in a test match. Don't disagree there. But what it's brought to the game, it's definitely taken away as well. We saw that against New Zealand. Four singles so far this over for Curran. You'll take that. 62 for 3, India. Well, India this over, they're just happy to take that single. Not sure I would be. Daz Reynolds is in live chat. He says, who took them 3? Also, what's the field for the quick? End of the 9th over, 64 for 3. Wicket takers today, Daz. Who, no doubt you're watching the tennis, mate. Sir Yavanshi, he went for 15, caught Curran bowled Archer. Abhishek, he went caught and bowled by Rashid. He went for 16. And Kishan went caught Curran, bowled Tongi, went for 4. It is Tong to continue. These Indian batsmen, they look terrified. Gray has 23, but from 19 deliveries. Shivam, 5 from 6 deliveries. As I'm going to get to that in a little while, mate. I don't know if you've just joined me, but I'm just going to start talking about Ben Stokes and his legacy and how I think Bazball has ruined England's test ability. It's added something to what they can do in test matches, but overall, I think it's a negative. Talking to Harry Brook at the minute, aren't they? But they said they're surveying all their options, and if we have Harry Brook as England captain, it will be the worst decision we've made since making Ben Stokes captain. Oh yeah, I think it has taken away from England as a test team. That whole Bazball era, entertaining, yeah. It's not always what's needed, is it? Sometimes you need to score 20 and bat for 5 hours. India 71 for 3, ended the 10th over. Daz Reynolds live chat. How many overs has Jofra had? Jofra has had 3 overs, mate. His figures so far, 1 for 16. He's had 10 dot balls. He's also put a wide in there as well. But he went for a 6. So his economy rate at the moment 5.33. Pretty damn good. So yeah, Bazball ruining Test cricket for England. People say, yeah, Jimmy, England have won matches, and yeah, they have. You can't deny that. It's a fact. They've produced some remarkable victories. They've also chased some huge totals, and they've played what some will say. They'll call it fearless. They've played fearless cricket, England. That's what people will call it. They've entertained the crowds. Is that why they did it, to bring the crowds back to test match cricket? Because the younger generations, they want to see action, don't they? They want to see the ball flying out of the stadium or run-outs, or is that why it was brought in, to bring test match cricket back to the masses? Because T20 cricket is a huge hit. There's no denying that. Daz Reynolds in live chat says, I think Root or Brook will be test captain. Mate, I hope Root has no test future for England as of now. He's 35 years old. He's not particularly playing well now. You look back at his innings. He's still part of this Baz Ball era, which is fine. You know, put him in the T20 squad. But when you think next year, when we play the Aussies in the Ashes, he's going to be 36. And Father Time catches up with all of us, and he's not the future. Going to be Rashid to continue. Oh, there might have been an edge there to Butler, but he doesn't matter because he didn't catch it. So yeah, this fearless cricket, I think a lot of people thought that's what was needed. But for me, entertainment has never been the primary purpose of Test cricket. Are you watching the tennis, Daz? It was straight back over the bowler's head. Aye, well hit. Is it caught in the crowd? There's a one-handed catch. He's dropped it and then it hits him in the forehead. Unlucky, mate. Unlucky. Good attempt with one hand. Till the end of the 11th, it's going to be Jacks to continue for England. 0 for 8 from his first over. Yeah, Daz, I think Root and Brook are part of the Bazball era, and that needs rooting out. No pun intended.
Wide ball.
T7 for 3 India, 12 overs gone. I will update this score, don't panic. Well, we're back. We've just got the scoreboard sorted, so I'm going to update that now. Apologies for that. Yeah, we're back up to date. Live chat. Gaz Reynolds says, I think Root or Brook will be test captain. Yeah, I spoke about that before. I don't think that's a good idea.
Big appeal by the fielding side there. Umpire says not out. Will we send this upstairs for review?
Well, England are going to review this. It was Curran into Shreyas, and it was on leg stump. I don't think that's a good review by England. I can't see how that's going to be out. I don't think there's any batting. There's no bat involved, but it pitches outside leg stump and there's a shot being played. Waste of a review, in my opinion. We're going to go to ball tracking. Original decision not out.
Well, the decision is not out.
No surprise there with that decision. So 7 off that last over from Curran. 94 for 3 India. Shreyas, he's on 36 and Shivan's on 19. So recovering well, these two now for India. I think it's going to be jacks to continue for England. It is indeed 2 overs, not for 14. For me, when it comes to Test cricket, entertainment has never been the primary purpose of it. Two singles so far from this over. 50 partnership there between these two, 51. That's the 100 up for India. Some good fielding by England. Bantam there saving a boundary. Diving stop with one hand on the boundary. England putting the effort in, as you would expect.
Got him with a safe pair of hands.
So Jacks gets a wicket there. It was back over his head, high into the air, and Tom Bantam made the ground early, got underneath it early, took it well. 100 for 4 now, 101 for 4. 101 for 4 India. Shivam Dube, he's the man to make way, 22. It's Tilak, the batsman, to come in. Shreyas is there on 40. Steadied the innings down, these two, for India. Jack's 1 for 21 so far. Sharma's got an average of 42.97. He'll be hoping to better that today. Dubu was the batsman out. He went for 22 from 23 deliveries. 8 dot balls, 2 fours. End of the over, end of the 14th over. India 103 for 4. Batsman out so far for India. Suryavanshi, he went for 15. Old Archer caught Curran. Apish Ek, he went for 16. Caught on ball Rashid. Kishan, he went for 4. Ball Tong caught Curran. Dube, he's just gone for 22. Caught Bantam ball Jacks. Start to the over there for Shreyas. Moves on to 44. Tilak on strike, he's on 2. Rashid 1 for 21 so far. Captain Courageous. That's the 50 up for Shreyas. He moves on to 51 from 33 deliveries. End of the 15th over. India 116 for 4. Reyes moves on to 52. He's faced 34 deliveries. 10 dot balls in that innings so far for him. So like he's on 3 from 3 deliveries. India, they've recovered well after them 3 early-ish loss of wickets. They'll be looking to get up around the 175 mark, I would have thought. Jack, bowling, and that reverse sweep shot didn't come off. Jax is varying his pace in this over. It's working really well. Jackson, England, they are loving these dot ball 1, 1, 1. Just puts the brakes on the scoring. Pulled that one a little bit shorter, Jackson got away with it. Still only a single off the last ball. India 121 for 4, 16 overs gone. Shreyas is on 55. Tilak, he's on 5. It's going to be Tong back into the attack for England. 3 overs bowled so far, 1 for 27 his figures. Now what's he going to produce for us? It could be anything. This is just Tong. Could be superb, could go for 30. Good running by the Indian batsman, and it needed to be. was clipped over to through mid wicket where there isn't any fielders really. He'd made the mind up early, and a direct hit wouldn't have seen the batsman out. Good running from Shreyas. He moves on to 57. Well, Shreyas, he didn't time that one, but he'll get a single. Going back over Tung's head. Shreyas now on 58. Tilak on 5. Tilak's on strike. Just a little change in field coming up for England here. Back to where Tilak there, but couldn't make enough room to get that ball away. Valuable dot ball in this over for Tung. On 24 for 4, still India. What a beautiful shot there from Tilak. He just spun on his crease. It's kind of gone down to third man. No. Went for 6 and all that. Well, this time Tilak tried manufacturing a shot over. Looks like backward point. Tried one of those shorter balls from Tung. Tried playing it over backward point. Doesn't get away with it though. Tung gets his man. Tilak, he's got to go. Out for 11. 8 balls faced. India 130 for 5. Tung now, he's got 2 for 36. 1 ball left of this over. Once again, England are on top in this T20. I don't know what is going on with India. They are just not the T20 team they used to be. Washington Sundar, the next batsman in for India. He's got an average of 16. Final ball of this over. Tung starts his run up. Washington Sundar on strike. Swing and a miss there from Sundar, trying to manufacture something. Lucky he wasn't bowled. So at the end of the 17th over, India 130 for 5. England bowlers and fielders well on top in this one. Shreyas, the only real batsman who's put up any kind of fight, he's on 58 from 40 deliveries. He's going to be Adil Rashid to continue. Well, that was a full toss from Rashid, and his eyes lit up there. I don't think he could believe his luck, Shreyas, and he only got a single from it, didn't time it at all. Trying to get under that Rashid delivery there was Washington. Couldn't do it though. Just the single. 134 for 5, India. Well, that went straight back over the bowler's head and over the fielder. All the way for 6. Shreyas moves on to 67. Well, Shreyas there with a little cut shot, and that's raced away to the boundary. It was a deliberate, almost a deliberate edge. He moves on to 71. Well, that's a massive hit from Shreyas. It's gone straight over Rashid's head. Straight over, let's call it, long on. And somebody in the balcony is going to have a cricket ball as a souvenir. That went a long way. 150 up for India. That was an expensive over for Rashid. It was just what India needed at this time of their innings. 18 overs gone, 150 for 5. No real problem now with trying to accelerate this innings at the end. 5 wickets in hand. It's going to be Curran to come into the attack for England. Was a slower delivery from Curran, bamboozled the batsman wide of his wicket as well. Got away with it. Wide Yorker bowled there, just a single from it. Good over so far for Curran. was a full toss to Shreyas, but he couldn't take full advantage of it. You can see Curran's trying to pitch these deliveries up. Just a single from it. 152 for 5, India. Sundar's batting so deep he's almost stood on his wickets, but Curran's just following him backwards as he goes towards his own stumps. Just 3 balls from this over so far. This is the 19th over. Great bowling from Sam Curran. No wickets, but he's only gone for 23 runs. And he's bowled some of the most difficult overs in the innings. Great over from Curran. 154 for 5, India. This 19th over is where they look to really accelerate the innings, and they've not been able to get the bowler away. It's going to be Archer to bowl the final over of this innings. Shreyas is on 79. Washington Sundar, he's on 3. 1 for 16 from 3 overs so far for Archer. I will be talking about Ben Stokes, Joe Root and Harry Brook in the mid-break, in the innings break. So stay tuned for that. Live chat will be open. If you're watching this later, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Well, that ball's gone high up in the air and it's landed between 3 fielders. They'll get a single from it, India. Perfect placement. We hit that over mid-on in the air, but lands safely. 157 for 5, India. Washington Sundar on 5.
Got him with a safe pair of
Rashid with the catch at fine leg. Washington Sundar goes for 5, but importantly, 8 balls faced. 157 for 6 now, India. 2 for 19 is figures so far, Archer. 3 balls left in this over to end the innings. The wrong batsman's on strike for India currently. That's a vital dot ball. Aksar's on strike. Couldn't get that away. And Shreyas on 80. He's down at the other end for India. Just 2 balls left in this innings. Well, he does manage to get off strike Aksar, and final ball of the innings is going to be Shreyas on strike 80. Outstanding performer for India in this innings. Archer runs in.
There's a bit of a mix-up. It's a risky run. Big appeal for a run out. If he took a chance and paid the price, he's got to go.
Oh, what a way to end the innings. The ball came in from Archer. It hit Shreyas right in the, let's call it in the box. He started the run, and Archer, it was a race down the wicket. Aksar and Archer running down the wicket. Archer kicked it with his foot, and he was accurate enough to take the bails off. Patel goes for 1. India's innings ends after 20 overs. 158 for 7. Good effort from England. Just while we have the innings break now, I'm just going to go for a quick toilet break and then come back. I want to talk more about Ben Stokes, Joe Root and Harry Brook. I'll be back. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
High up in a tower, my retreat from the hood, I charted the grounds on which one day I'll have stood. I wanna be never be alone. So believe I really could. Live like I should. I'd call around now if I thought that I could. Shake about how I've been misunderstood. If I wasn't real, so naturally, tongue-tied I was. Like I should. Would you? For signals and guidance, let yourself go. The future is how we made promises good. The promises now will turn bad into good. No c'est la vie with destiny. So say that you could. Trying to be the best I can become. High up in a tower, my retreat from the hood, I charted the grounds upon which one day I'll have stood. I wanna be to never be alone. I so believe I really could live like I should. I'd call around now if I thought that I could. Shake about how I've been misunderstood. If I wasn't real, so naturally, tongue-tied I would. Live like I should. Would you mind if I could? Live like I should. Well, sit there in silence, make yourself known. For signals and guidance, let yourself go.
Well, the English batsmen, they're coming out. It's going to be Joss Butler. Sorry about that. And Phil Salt. I don't know why I've got Salt as wicket keeper. I have to change that. Going to be Arshdeep Singh to open the bowling for India. Right, we're good to go. We know what England are chasing. Can they do it? Arshdeep Singh runs in. Salt's on strike. Little bit of swing there for Arshdeep. A little bit of in-swing. That'll have got the English batsman's attention. Two dot balls so far. Arshdeep runs in.
Leg buys.
Well, that's 4 leg buys. Them leg buys that have gone for 4 have taken the pressure off the England batsmen in this opening over. Finds the fielder, another dot ball. England 4 without loss. .155 needed from 115 deliveries.
Big appeal by the fielding side there. Umpire says not out. Will they send this upstairs for review?
Too high. Missing wickets, impact in line, pitching in line, but way too high.
Big appeal by the fielding side there. Umpire says not out. Will they send this upstairs for review?
Well, Passage bowling at pace, just sliding down leg side, that crashes into Butler's pad. Not out. Not sure what the delay is here. Wait, it's sorted, whatever it is. Consider to continue. Well, that was a misfield there at mid-wicket, and do get the single England. Butler moves on to one. Salt still to get off strike, off the dreaded donut. He's faced 6 deliveries on strike. England 5 without loss, power play in effect.
Leg buys.
Well, England 6 without loss. Butler with that leg by still on naught. Good over this so far for India. The city's just gone for 2. One of those was leg by. That was a full toss. Below waist height, just. England will get a single to end the over. 7 without loss. Salt still to get off the dreaded donut. Butler's on 2. So yeah, going back to Test cricket and England and Ben Stokes, for me, entertainment's never been what purely Test cricket was about. Winning should be. Good decision making should be. Adapting to conditions should be. Batting time should be. Bowling patiently should be. Making the opposition earn every run. That's what Test cricket is all about. Those are the qualities that made Test cricket the ultimate examination of a cricketer. Kind of lost that. That's more like it from England. Butler creamed that back over the bowler's head. 13 without loss now. Ashdeep not for 6.
When a big appeal, he's caught behind, he's got to go. The bowler gets his man.
Well, Butler goes for 8. He wafted at that one outside of the off stump, maybe wondering if it was going to swing. Got the outside edge. Ashdeep gets his man. England 15 for 1. Not the start England would have been hoping for. But yeah, going back to the Test cricket, making the opposition earn every run, that's what it's all about. These are the qualities, like I said, they were the true examination of a cricketer. Could they keep going and concentrating? 5 days of cricket, it takes some doing. Over the last few years, I think England have started treating Test cricket almost like an extended one-day international, and that's not what it is. And sometimes it works brilliantly. But sometimes it's been an absolute disaster. And I don't think that's the right direction for English cricket. I just don't. Harry Brook into bat for England. Pushes that to the leg side, another dot ball. Yeah, I don't think that's the right direction for English cricket. Now, the thing that really made me want to make this conversation, it's not about Bazball. Speaking about Bazball, Harry Brooks just played that one over the wicket-keeper's head. It's flown for 6. Looks good in one-day cricket, but if you do that in a test match and you get bowled out, you look a right plum. Yeah, I don't want to make today's chat about Bazball. I'm thinking more about Ben Stokes and his retirement announcement because for me, I just couldn't believe it.
Wide ball. Wide ball.
We've got a problem there with the scoreboard. Wasn't expecting that, so that's going to have to be a change. That's where these streams, they're still new. Got a few teething problems. We'll sort them out. Just stick with us, please. Salt finally gets off the mark with that boundary. 26 for 1 England. And a no ball, so a free hit. Perfect, just what England needed. What was Prince doing? Well, he bowls Salt, but obviously it's a free hit, so good recovery from Prince. England 27 for 1. Well, that was the toe end of the bat, but it was effective. Just missed his off stump. It was going down between the bat pad and the leg side. Just got his bat down in time there, did Salt, and he's raced away for 4. 31 for 1 England.
Well, how bizarre was that? Well, how bizarre was that? Wide ball.
Salt gets that away for 4. Apologies for that delay. I just had a conflicting hotkey setup, which I've just had to change.
There's a bit of a mix-up. It's a risky run. Big appeal for a run out.
Almost a mix-up there, but got back into his crease. He broke. As Reynolds in live chat, he says, do you think we can do it? We certainly can, mate. If we apply ourselves, looking at the run rate, we're running at 9. We need 7.6. It's whether we can keep wickets. But yeah, we can definitely do it. India are not playing well at the minute as a T20 side. They've got it in them to play well, but they're not playing well at the minute.
Leg buys.
Single added there. Stifled appeal for LBW. Going down leg side though. And another no ball. Free hit coming for England. Procida again, and he's... Oh, it's only just over, but only just is enough. Salt's now on 18, Brook on 9. Free hit coming up. Sidder runs in, bowls a bouncer. Comes off the top edge, keeper can't get it. It's going to race away to the boundary and... Came off the glove. That's good enough. As he's asking if there's any rugby tonight, there is, mate, but I can't watch it because I've got the cricket on. I can't even record it, actually, because it's on Sky Sports Plus. So tomorrow night, we've got Wigan hosting Warrington. Awful injuries for Wigan at the moment. And Warrington are not without their own injury worry, so there's no excuse from that side of things, but it's going to be a good game. Join us for that one tomorrow night. Daz, 8 o'clock, we'll be covering it live. Should be a good one. Going to be Prince to continue for India. Leisurely single as that one was clipped to the leg side. Going along nicely, England. Well ahead of the run rate. 106 needed from 89 balls.
big appeal by the fielding side there. Umpire says not out. Will they send this upstairs for review?
Well, they are taking this upstairs, India. On-field decision's not out. Nowhere near. It's going down leg side and it's too high. If you're an England fan, don't panic because this is going to be not out. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, this review from India. No bat involved. But it's sitting on the thigh pad of Salt. He's on 26 currently. This will be not out too high. I'm pretty confident in that one. Although I have been known to be wrong before. Are you joining us for the rugby tomorrow night, Daz? Here we go.
Well, the decision is not out.
Not even close. Almost hit him in the head. It was that high. Waste of a review. Daz said he may join us for the rugby tomorrow night and have the football on TV. Good man, Daz. Good man. It's always good to have you in live chat, mate. Good running there from England. Both any hesitation that could have been an issue, but no. Gauged it really well. They move on to 56 for 1. Salt's on 26, Brooks on 12. Full toss, and then a Baz ball flick down the leg side by Harry Brook. He'll have creamed his trousers over that one. Races away for 4 and it's effective. Yeah, I think the next, everyone about the cricket, yeah, the next one's on Saturday, I think, mate. So we'll be covering that one. End of the 6th over. England 62 for 1, going along nicely. Required run rate 6.9, current run rate 10.3, so we're well ahead. We need 97 if you're an England fan, when I say we, from 84 balls. And the way the Indian bowlers are helping us along, I don't think we should have any problems. A little bit of a cheat there, sorting the score out, and number of balls bowled. I'm still trying to sort things out behind the scenes here where it's going wrong. Hopefully it's not coming across too bad on the stream, but there's plenty of things going wrong. But it's not polished yet, we'll get there. As Reynolds says, do I think Jacks plays against Pakistan? I think he's got to, mate. I think he's got to. Is he going to be the new Ben Stokes, the new all-rounder? We know he can bat. We know he can bowl. I wonder if he'd be a good captain. I don't want Harry Brook, or I don't want Harry Brook, that's for sure. Well, England are quite happy just pushing these singles around. They're going well with the run rate. No need to do anything stupid. Just keep pushing these singles around and hit them bad balls away. Job done. Not really posing a threat. The Indian bowlers. And anytime they do kind of get any pressure on, they do something stupid and let England off the hook. Perfect. Unless you're an Indian fan, that is. Well, that went straight back over the bowler's head and raced away to the boundary. Harry Brook, moved on to 24 from 14 deliveries. Well, Harry Brook, he smashed that over the leg side. He picked the length up really early, and it must have gone 15 rows back. He just swiveled on his crease, smashed it over the leg side, straight into the boundary. 6 added to the score. And now he smashed that one for 4, Harry Brook. He moves on to 34, 82 for 1. And this is great to see in T20 cricket. But he does this in Test cricket, and you know he's going to get that ball that gets him out. That's the frustrating part. Well, this over from Washington Sundar, it's been an expensive one, that is for sure. Harry Brook's hitting for a 6 and 3 4s. There, it's just perfect timing, wide outside the off stump. A single to end the over. England 87 for 1 at the end of the 8th over. Run rates now. 72 deliveries from 72 runs from 72 deliveries. Run rate of 6. Yeah, going back to Ben Stokes, it was his retirement announcement that I couldn't believe. For me, England were in the middle of a test match. The series was still alive. We were behind, but it was still alive. Single-handed there. Yeah, it was still alive, and the focus should have been entirely on the cricket. Instead, the conversation suddenly became about one man, Ben Stokes. Just a leisurely single. Axar's getting some punishment, not for 14 so far. Well, that should have been 2 for England, but poor fielding. The diving stop, I'm not sure who it's from, he just knocked it over the boundary. Poor from India, this. Shockingly bad. Well, Brooks now gone 50. That's his 50 up from just 21 deliveries. That was so high, it almost hit the cameraman in the top balcony. That was huge. Got to the pitch of that ball, right off the middle, straight back over the bowler's head. And the cameraman who's bringing us some pictures had to dive away from behind his camera. Harry Brook nearly took him out. 50 up for the Brookster. 105 for 1 England. Shivam, he's going to see what he can do. Salt on strike. Pushes that to the offside for an easy single. Yeah, Ben Stokes, it suddenly became about him when he came onto ball. Was it 11 o'clock in the morning or something like that? Or whenever he took the ball to bowl. Suddenly every television channel, every newspaper, every social media platform all suddenly became about Ben Stokes. Not England, not the opposition, not the test match. All about Ben Stokes. Not right.
Wide ball.
Just gets worse for the Indian bowlers. Yes, it all became about Ben Stokes. Personally, I don't think that's how Test cricket should work. That was just a flick over backward point. It's raced away to the boundary for 4. Too easy for the English batsman. And if you're an Indian fan watching this, you've got to be concerned. Poor performance in Ireland, and this is shocking. England on Nelson, 1-1-1 for 1. Well, this one's just been creamed through mid-wicket for 4. Just picking his spot now, Harry Brook. Nothing the Indian bowlers can do about it. Yeah, so I don't think that's how Test cricket works. I understand why the retirement announcement, it generated huge interest, and of course they do. Ben Stokes has been one of England's greatest cricketers.
Wide ball.
Well, that's 2 wides this over. From Shiva, not for 11, it's not good enough. That's just flat batted to long on by Brook for a leisurely single. So yeah, when Ben Stokes, one of England's greatest cricketers, he's produced some unforgettable moments. You know, Headingley, the Ashes, that World Cup final. Nobody can take that away from him. But I still think there's a time and a place. For me, that time, it's not during a live test match, one that we're not doing well in. I would much rather have seen the announcement made after the match had finished. Let the cricket remain the big story. Single off the last ball of a long over due to the wides. Players are going to have a drink. England 120 for 1. They need 39 from 60 deliveries. I think me and you would get them, Daz, especially the way the Indians are bowling. So yeah, the test match was still live. Let the cricket be the story. Then, once the match is over, give Ben Stokes all the recognition that he deserves. That, to me, would have respected both the player and the game itself. Instead, I just felt the spotlight shifted away from the contest onto the individual. And maybe some people loved that, but people in the crowd, they were lapping it up. But I didn't. I've got to say, I just didn't. One of the things I love most about Test cricket is that it's bigger than any individual player. You know, when you look back about all of the great players that there's been, Ben Stokes is not that special. Go back through the history of time of cricket. Stokes is just another player who's done well. It's not like he's done anything unique. So I didn't get it. You know, players, they come and go. Legends, they retire eventually. And new stars, they emerge. But the game, it continues. It's kind of, the king is dead, long live the king. That's what makes Test cricket so special. And it is still special, you know. The Ashes, it's massive, isn't it? So Test match cricket, it's not dead. The badge that they're playing for, the players, it should always be bigger than the name and the number on the shirt, or the name in Test cricket. That's how I've always looked at sport. And that's why the timing of that announcement, it just disappointed me. Then, we had what happened with the batting. When Ben Stokes walked out to open the innings, I've got to admit, I just sat there shaking my head. I couldn't believe it. Not because I don't think he's talented, you know, of course he is, or he was, or he is. He's one of the most naturally gifted cricketers England have produced. I was shaking my head because I felt it completely summed up what England have become under Stokes and Bazball. Instead of asking what gives us the best chance of winning this Test match, it felt more like what creates the biggest talking point. Now maybe that's a little bit unfair. Maybe the management genuinely believed it gave England the best chance. But from where I was sitting, it just looked symbolic. Self-grandising, if that's the word. As Reynolds, what grounds are the Ashes at next year? Oh mate, you're opening up a can of worms there. You're opening up a big can of worms. Easy 2 added to the score. I'll go through them with you in a second, Az. Let me know your thoughts about this list I'm going to give you. These Indian fielders, they're in complete disarray. Right, Daz, are you ready, mate? The venues are Edgbaston, Lords, Trent Bridge, Southampton and the Oval. So we're not going to have Headingley and Old Trafford. Absolutely appalling. Appalling decision. Headingley and Old Trafford, they're going to return in 2031, but for next year's Ashes, there's no northern grounds that are going to hold an event. No doubt it'll come down to money, or there'll be something. Not in the interest of cricket for the fans, that. Played almost a cut shot there. Almost wanted the edge, the England batsman. Raced away to the boundary for 4. Salt's on 42, Brooks on 64. India, they couldn't find their arse with both hands at the minute in the field. So what are your thoughts, Daz, on them venues for the Ashes series next year? I think it's appalling. I don't understand the thinking of it. When you look at the history of the Ashes at Headingley and Old Trafford, and suddenly they're not in, there's no northern venues in that Ashes series, it's got to be about money, or there's got to be something other than, well, we're just not going to go to Headingley and Manchester. We're going to keep everything down south. The furthest north they're going to go is Trent Bridge. Clip that off his pads down the leg side. Salt races away to the boundary for 4. That's 50 up him. England 135 for 1. Coming into the end of this innings at a canter. Salt's 51 from 34 deliveries.
There's a bit of a mix-up. It's a risky run. Big appeal for a run out.
Well, there was almost a catch at mid-on that wasn't. Salt then sent Brook back. Brook was stranded halfway down the wickets. The bowler couldn't get back to the stumps. The throw came in nowhere near them, really. Then they almost took a single for an overthrow. Just chaos in that delivery there. Dot ball at the end of it. Tell you what we're not seeing much of tonight, the Indian fans in the crowd. Got nothing to cheer about, that's for sure. So, Daz Reynolds in live chat, in respect of the venues for the Ashes next season, he says, I would have had Lords, Edgbaston, Old Trafford, maybe Headingley or Trent Bridge instead of Southampton and the Oval. I wouldn't disagree with you, mate. The only thing is, you need at least Old Trafford or Headingley. You need to have one of the venues up north. Does it smack of elitism in cricket, Test cricket? There's a little bit of that in there, mate. Well, that was a shorter delivery. He's just spun on the crease there, got a top edge, it's flown over the wicket keeper, raced away to the boundary for 4. Everything's going right for the England batsmen, nothing's going right for the Indians. Yeah, so going back to Ben Stokes, when they made the announcement, it just created talking points, and maybe it's a little bit unfair, like I said, but maybe the management, if they thought that was the best way forward, good on them, but why? How often has Ben Stokes opened the batting for England? It was just symbolic, that's all it was. It looked like entertainment had become part of the selection process with Ben Stokes. You know, that's something I've struggled with all throughout this Bazball era. And it's been going on for a long time, and it's been spoke about. You know, in the early days of Bazball, it was mentioned that is it going to bleed into Test match cricket, and will muscle memory become a problem for? And it has done. It has done. I think it's taken away the ability for batsmen to dig in for long spells. They just don't have the mental fortitude now to do it. Much needed dot ball there for India. 18 required from 45 deliveries. Lads, get your pads on. We'll finish these off. Anybody who's listening this and you think it's just a criticism of Ben Stokes, it isn't. I don't doubt his commitment. I don't doubt his courage. And I don't doubt his desire to win. You know, Ben Stokes, he's given everything for England at times. No, he's played through injuries. He's inspired his teammates. He's produced some of the greatest moments in English cricket history, no doubt of that. It's not up for debate. But being a great player, it doesn't automatically mean every decision you make as a captain is the right one. You know, great players, they don't always become great captains. Great captains don't always leave the game in a better place than they found it. That's why I think we have to separate Ben Stokes the cricketer from Ben Stokes the captain. That just went up in the air over the bowler and over the fielder's head. England are having their luck as well now, not that they need it. When you need the luck, you don't get it. In a game like this where you're absolutely pounding the Indians, you get a bit of luck as well. So yeah, I think we separate the. I think we separate Ben Stokes there from the player and the captain. For me, they're two different conversations. Well, that was just creamed back over Arshdeep's head for 6. Lovely shot there from Harry Brook. He moves on to 78. Yeah, we need to separate Stokes the player and Stokes the captain. For me, the biggest issue has never been aggression. I love aggressive cricket. I like positive cricket. If there's a chance to put pressure on the opposition, take it. You know, if the bowling is poor, then attack it. If they spread the field, rotate the strike. There's nothing wrong with positive cricket. But positive cricket isn't the same as reckless cricket, and that's what we saw. He's just teeing off now, Harry Brook. Sorry, that was Salt. He's just teeing off. 2 needed from 38 deliveries. We'll probably get.
Wide ball.
Well, I was joking when I said we were going to get him in no balls. I think we're going to get him in wides. The scores are tied. Ashdeep runs in. Well, how easy was that for England? That's the series wrapped up now. Daz says, where is it from on Saturday? England have won by 9 wickets. Nice and easy. So yeah, before I'll close the stream, I want to talk about Ben Stokes and get it all finished, get it off my chest. And like I say, some people will agree, some people will disagree, some people will love him, he can do no wrong and he leaves a fantastic legacy. I'm not one of them people, I've got to say. $136 Salt and Harry Brook put on. I'm checking for you now, Daz. I think it's from Southampton. I'm just going through my TB guide. Southampton. Fifth and final T20 in England's 5-match series with a touring India side in Southampton. So that'll be the Rose Bowl or the Utilita Bowl, whatever they want to call it now. It's a 2:30 start time as well, so it's a little bit earlier, which is good. It's also England and Norway are playing, aren't they, on Saturday? What time is that kick-off? Let's have a look. Is it Saturday England play? Yeah, England play on Saturday, so that's good. We get the cricket out of the way in the afternoon. Then we've got the football to look forward to in the evening. Perfect. Tuesday, mate. Dazzy's saying 10 p.m. Saturday. That'll be for the football, England-Norway, which is perfect. Cricket's over and done with. The first one-day international, that's on Tuesday, 14th at Edgbaston, 11 o'clock start. Second one is on the 16th of July in Cardiff at Sophia Gardens. And the third one is at the Lords. That's on the Sunday, the 19th of July. An 11 a.m. start. So there's a busy time coming up for cricket between England and India. These players will be getting tired out. I can hear all the hod carriers and all the labourers on the building sites laughing when I say that. They've got a point as well. I think the 50 overs, the one days, they're going to be a little bit more competitive than these T20s. But India, they look like a side that's struggling at the minute. Not playing well at all. So yeah, going back to Ben Stokes, you know, nothing wrong with positive cricket. But when it becomes reckless, that's where I've got a problem. That's where I think England have crossed the line too often. Test cricket, it's always been about reading situations. You know, sometimes you attack, sometimes you defend, sometimes you grind. We do not have the ability to grind anymore as a test team. We don't have the ability to just survive. You know, sometimes the greatest innings aren't the quick ones. I go back to Chris Tavare when he batted all day for something like 3. Obviously that's not right, but he batted a long, long time for not many runs, and that's what was needed at the time. Don't get out. Sometimes they're the ones where the batsman will spend 4 hours simply refusing to get out. Who in this England team could do that now? I can't think of anyone. Duckett's not going to do it as an opener. Gay, we're not too sure of yet what he's going to be. That's what separates it from every other format. That's what Test cricket is special. Yet under Bazball, it feels like England have decided there's only one way to play Test cricket. The same way that you play T20 and you play the one-day internationals. Attack, attack, attack. That's all they do, no matter what the conditions are. No matter what the match situation is. No matter what the scoreboard says. Attack. Now, occasionally, it works brilliantly. And when England chase down a huge total, everyone says, look how exciting Test cricket can be. And they're right, it is exciting. But what happens when it doesn't work? Suddenly, you've thrown away wickets, you've handed momentum to the opposition, you've put your bowlers under enormous pressure, and you've made the game much harder than it needed to be. And also, you're making a 5-day match, it's over within 2-3 days. That happens so often now, it never used to. One of the greatest qualities in Test cricket has always been patience. Patience, it isn't boring. Patience can win Test matches. You know, think about some of the great Test innings ever played. Many of them, they weren't spectacular. Many weren't full of sixes. They were full of concentration, you know, discipline, judgment. Look at some of Graham Gooch's biggest innings. You know, leaving balls outside the off stump. Wear the bowlers down. Let them tire themselves out. Get that new ball out of the way. You know, making the opposition bowl 100 overs just to get you out. That is mental toughness. That's what Test cricket rewards. And I worry that England's current philosophy doesn't place enough value on those qualities anymore. Instead, everything seems geared towards entertainment. Now, I know why. Modern sport is competing with everything else. You know, you've got streaming services, football, social media, TikTok. People's attention spans are shorter than they've ever been. The cricket administrators, they know that. You know, the television companies, they know that. Everybody wants highlights. Everybody wants sixes. Everybody's just craving excitement. You know, and I understand that. But you've got T20 and the one-day internationals for that. It doesn't have to be in Test cricket. But should England's Test team be responsible for entertaining people? Or should it be responsible for winning Test matches? For me, winning comes first. Entertainment is a bonus. If England win because they batted, let's say, intelligently, then I'm happy. If England grind out a draw from an impossible position, I'm happy. Think about some of the excitement in the past where matches have been drawn. They've been absolutely riveting. And it's finished in a draw. If England can survive 2 sessions to save a test, I'm quite happy. Because that's what Test cricket is. Sometimes survival is just as impressive as victory. But today, a draw almost feels like a defeat. And I don't agree with that at all. Some of the greatest Test matches in history have finished as draws. And why is that? Well, you've got 2 outstanding teams who refuse to give in. There is absolutely nothing wrong with earning a draw when circumstances demand it. Not every match has to end with fireworks. And another thing that concerns me is what the younger cricketers are learning. You know, imagine you're an 18-year-old now, you're watching England, you're dreaming of playing Test cricket. What messages are you getting? Attack every ball. Hit yourself out of trouble, you know, don't value your wicket. Never change your approach. I don't think that's healthy for developing cricketers. Young players need to learn every skill. How to defend, how to leave, rotate the strike, how to accelerate. Can you absorb pressure? Can you create pressure? Do you have that mental toughness? Test cricket demands all of those things, not just one. I've always believed the very best players are adaptable. They can score at 5 runs and over when conditions allow it. They can also bat for 3 hours for 50 runs when conditions demand it. That's greatness, not simply swinging from the hip in every innings. And that's where I think England have drifted away from traditional Test cricket. Now, I know many will disagree. You'll say, Jimmy, England have brought people back to Test cricket, and that's a good thing. And maybe they have. You know, crowds are bigger, interest has increased, people are talking about Test cricket again, and that's fantastic for the game. But here's my question. Have they made England a better Test side? Or have they simply made England a more entertaining Test side? Because they're not the same thing. I'd rather watch England become the Test team, the best Test team in the world, again, than simply become the most entertaining. Winning consistently over 5 days should always be the objective. Entertainment is just a byproduct. You know, we've got it the other way around at the minute. Now, I just want to move quickly onto something that's going to be, this is controversial as well. I'm not doing it on purpose, but it just is, but they're just my thoughts. Before I say anything, I just want to make it clear. Joe Root, one of England's greatest ever batsmen, there's no argument about that. His record speaks for itself, you know, the runs passing over 14,000, the centuries, the consistency over many years, the difficult innings when England were in trouble. He's been a magnificent servant for English cricket. Nobody can take that away from him. But here's a question I want to ask him, or ask you, the viewers. At what point does a great player become yesterday's great player? That's one of the hardest decisions every sporting nation has to make, because every great player reaches the end. Nobody escapes Father Time. Not Sachin Tendulkar, not Ricky Ponting, Alistair Cook, James Anderson, Stuart Broad. You know, you can go back to Michael Olding, Joe Garner, Curtly Ambrose. Eventually, every legend, they've got to walk away. The difficult part isn't recognising greatness. I think the difficult part is recognising when it's time to begin planning for life after greatness. Now, this is where many fans, they become emotional. They'll say, oh, you can't drop Joe Root, he's earned the right to decide. class is permanent. Well, maybe you're right. But international sport, it's not about rewarding what somebody did 5 years ago. It's about putting the strongest possible team onto the field today. Every single selection should answer one question. Does this player give England the best chance of winning? That's all that matters. Not how many runs has he scored over his career. If that's the case, we'll go and get Michael Holding out of retirement. We'll go and get Brian Lara and Sachin Tendulkar. Get them to get the pads on. You know, it's not how popular is he. It's not how famous is he. What gives England the best chance today is what should be being answered. That's how ruthless international sport has always been. You don't perform for the Aussies, you'll be getting the Spanish elbow. Now, if you stop asking that question, you stop improving. Personally, I think England have reached a point where they need to start planning beyond their senior players. Not because the players haven't been fantastic, but because nobody can play forever. If England wait until every senior player retires, they're going to face a huge rebuilding job all at once. And when the Aussies come over next year, we haven't got that much time to start building for that Ashes series. I'd rather see change happen gradually. You know, bring a young player in, let him learn, then another. Build the next England team before the current one disappears. That's how successful sporting nations stay successful. They're always thinking 2 or 3 years ahead. They're not constantly reacting like England are. They're preparing. What did we do against New Zealand? Ben Stokes caught in a nightclub with Gus Atkinson. What do we do? Throw a couple of youngsters in there at the deep end. That's not how that should happen. That shouldn't. It's not fair on the players that you're bringing in. You know, Sonny Baker and Fisher, they did all right, thrown in at the deep end. But it's not ideal for them, is it? I sometimes wonder whether England are doing enough of that, you know, bringing the youth through. And do they have a plan of integrating them into this England team? Because while everybody's talking about Bazball, who's talking about the next generation? Who's replacing today's stars? You know, who's learning alongside them? Who's being prepared for Australia, for India? Who's being prepared for the next World Test Championship cycle? These questions, they really matter. You know, perhaps more than anything else. Not whether who's going to be the next England captain. Will Joe Root take over kind of, you know, temporarily? Or will Harry Brook get it? That's not important. No matter how good this current generation has been, it won't be around forever. You know, let's think about the Ashes. For the England supporters, there is no bigger series, is there? Every decision England make, we should have one eye on winning the Ashes back. Not just competing, but actually winning. Australia don't care about England's entertainment value. They won't care about how many boundaries England hit in an innings. They'll simply want to beat England. That is all that matters. So England, we've got to ask ourselves, what type of cricket wins Ashes series? Is it fearless attacking cricket every single day? Or is it intelligent cricket? Is it adapting to conditions? Is it knowing when to attack and when to defend? We've been over to Australia, haven't we, and tried straight away, on the front foot, from the first ball. Sometimes it works. More often than not, it fails, and now the Aussies are wise to it. They come out and they blow us away. I'm not sure when my button stopped working, and hopefully it's kept going. Personally, got to have a double check and see if my fingers crossed it is. That's all I've got to say on it anyway. We've got a lot more work to do before the Aussies come over, and we've got no time to do it in. So we'll see. We'll see how easy that is to prepare for. If we don't get rid of some of these older players now, I'm thinking of Joe Root, who's going to come in and have the time to build the spot in the England team before we take on the Aussies. Yeah, it's not gonna be easy for them. That's all. Right, I'm gonna call it anyway. Thanks to Daz Reynolds for joining me in live chat. Appreciate it as always, Daz. And answer your question, I've not seen the 50 over squad yet, but I'll be looking at it over this weekend. And I don't think there'll be too many changes, to be honest. Daz, just a quick question. Did my microphone go off while I was talking about England, or did it stay on? I never checked. I was yapping away here about what I'm thinking about England, not checking if my microphone was on. Daz said, if Mark Wood was fit, would he be your bowlers against Pakistan? No, he wouldn't, mate. He's done now. He's absolutely he's finished pretty much with England. So no, I don't think he's fit enough, and I'm not even sure if he's called it a day or not. But he should do, because going forward, once again, he's not the future. Daz said, "Oh, it stayed on." Cheers for that, Daz. Appreciate it. I've got loads more I want to talk about, but the stream will just keep going on and on. And 100% thought England would win. Let's have a look. Let's end that poll. Well, whoever thought England would win, they were right. Yeah, I don't think Mark Wood. I think he's done now for England. The other thing I was going to say, this Sonny Baker, where he's got these fast deliveries. When they threw him in against New Zealand in that test, I felt really sorry for him. He'd said beforehand, when he played for England before, he changed who he was and how he approached the game, and he was trying to be more professional and what have you. And in the end, he said, "No, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to be myself when I play for England now against New Zealand in this test." And you could see he was trying to play with a smile on his face. He was trying to have a bit of be a little bit chirpy with the New Zealanders, which is good to see. Bit of confidence. Don't want to overdo it, but a bit of confidence. That's what you want. He's only a young lad. Is he more the future? If you ask me, would I put Mark Wood in or would I put Sonny Baker in? I would put Sonny Baker in every day of the week. Looks like he can hang around with the bat. Nothing special, but he can hang around, which is always helpful. So he would be my pick. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the one-day squad is. But Harry Brook looks like he's playing well in the one-day format. Trouble is, he tries it in the Test cricket, as I keep saying. It's quick 60 or 70, the fans love it, but then he's out. When if he could get 20 and bat for 5 or 6 hours, that'd be more helpful to the team than the 70 runs. So I don't think he's got that ability to hang around. I think his natural game is attack. And it's not what you need in Test cricket all the time. The Aussies will find us out, that is for sure, if we don't prepare properly for that Test series. Right, all I've got to say is thank you to Daz once again for joining me in live chat. Always appreciate your input, mate. Really does make it a much better stream for me as well. So yeah, appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow night with the rugby, Wigan and Warrington, round 18 of the Betfred Super League. Join us for that one. And yeah, if you've enjoyed the live stream today, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell, and if I could ask you to give the content a like, YouTube loves a like apparently. It just helps to spread the word of the channel and build it up. It's still relatively new, this format of cricket. We'll eventually we'll get some spin bowlers we can put on. We're just trying to replicate what's happening with the sources, you know, the scenes that we can put out there for you. We've got the updated scoreboard, which is ideal for T20 cricket, that's for sure. But they'll get better. So all that's left for me to say is, I'm going to go and get my tea now. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy this weather. Stay hydrated. I'll see you soon. Cheers, Daz. Catch you later.